Welcome back, guys, to another video. This is Sergeant Chicken, and today we will be taking you through my personal website, and I will give it a little bit of an update as well. Now, before we begin, I just want to mention that there will be a survey link in the description or popping up in the corner of this video. Please fill that out because that will let you guys decide what my next video will be. Some of the videos that I could make would be maybe a gameplay of any of the games that I list on the survey, or a different type of programming video, maybe where I make a project for you guys. Again, just please fill that out because that'll just make the content better suited for my audience. And yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get started with the video. So today is all about me. Well, my website. And first, what I'm going to do is I'll give you guys just a little tour of the site and show you all the different features that I've added. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is update the code and actually make these links functional, because right now when you click them, nothing happens. So yeah, this is my website, aaronstill.com. I'll put a link to the exact domain where you can find this in the description. But yeah, this is it. At the top here, I've got 3 different links that take you to different parts of the page. So we'll just start off with the student link. This is just a inline link that takes you to the bottom of the page, and the student section is this goals section right here. And then if we go back to the top, if you click on athlete, that takes you to the athlete section of my website. Now, if we go back to those 3 links again and we click on developer, this takes you to the projects page of my website, where you can check out all the different projects that I've been working on. Each of these links takes you to the GitHub repository, where you can actually download and look at the code for each of my projects. So yeah, and then at the bottom here, Aaron's bunch of PCs, not finished yet. So once I finish that, I'll have to make another video updating the site again. But anyways, that's not the focus of today. So we'll move on to the about page, and this just has some info about me, my family, my hobbies, and then if you want to send me an email, I did encrypt this, so if a spam bot were to find my email, it wouldn't be able to spam me over and over because it's encrypted, so they can't actually see what the email is based on the code alone. So yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that if you're considering adding a mail tow or your email to your website. And then one thing that you may have noticed at the bottom are these little links that I added. These are links to all of my social media. So if you click right here, that'll take you to Sergeant Chicken. But we don't want to go to that right now because you're already watching the channel. Yeah, so then if you want to check out my Discord, Twitter, Twitch, or GitHub, you can just go to the site and check it out from there. But yeah, so the main focus of this video is going to be making these links work. So what I'm going to do that is switch over to the actual code. So the text editor that I'm using for this is Sublime Text. This is probably my favorite text editor just because I really like the colors, and the default theme is already this dark theme, I'm pretty sure. And it just works really well. It also has really nice features for HTML where it will automatically format everything and finish tags for you, which is really nice and just speeds up the process of making code. So we need to get these links working. Now, what I want to do for these pages, I think, is just make them their own HTML file, so their own page. So like they'll have, like this about page, they'll have their own entire page that's just, I guess, a little blog post for the website. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go back to Sublime, and then I'm going to click File, and I'm going to create a new file. And when setting up a HTML file, you always want to go to the top and declare the doc type, and it's always in all caps. I don't know exactly why. I do want to save this, and then we'll just, and we'll call this SQL blog.html. So when you're creating your HTML files, you can either end them with .htm or .html, either will work. And then you want to just make your actual name of the file short but descriptive enough so that you know what it is. And then you want to set the file type from all files to HTML. And there you go. So now that we've declared our doc type, now we have to actually make our head, and this will contain all the information that we need to get our site to function properly. So I'm actually just going to copy the same head that I have over from the projects page. So now all this is saying, so the metadata just gets the size of the device that we're on, which is important for making responsive web designs. This title here changes the little tab icon at the top of your screen. So if this was a web browser, it would change this sql.blog.html to Aaron's website. And then this links my style sheet, and here is just the fonts that I'm using. And this is for icons. Those icons that I have at the bottom of the screen, those are SDVs from Awesome Font or fontawesome.com. And that website is really awesome because it lets you take icons down, use them as SVGs for free, and they can be for pretty much, they have tons of different icons in it. With an SVG, you can change the colors and size really easily because you're editing it almost as if it's text, or the same as if it's text. So it just simplifies the process a lot. And I can make a video about that, how to use font awesome icons in the future if you guys wanted me to do that. So the next thing we have to do after we add in all our data all our text that we need in our head, is we need to add the body. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to copy all the way up to this script, because that will give me the nav bar that I've created here, which I'll explain in a different video, but to keep this one short, I'll leave it as that. And then I don't need any of this because this is all specific to the projects page. And then I'll grab the footer too. Oh yeah, one thing I did forget to include at the top is my HTML. Whoops. I guess Subline also autofills certain things for you. The HTML isn't necessary, but you still need it for creating HTML documents. Alright, so now that that's all set up, let's go back to the website and we'll refresh it by just clicking. Okay. Alright, so nothing's changed yet, and that's because we have to actually add a link to this file. on the home page. So we'll go back to, we'll open up our home page, and then I'm just gonna copy this because that's what we're gonna paste over our dev section right here. And I guess I already had a link around that, so, and we'll update this to SQL blog. And now if we switch back to our website quick and refresh, now when we click on this dev section, oops, did I add the link in incorrectly? Oh, whoops, this is the wrong, I had this in the wrong spot. We needed to add this to down here, our activity box, not the links at the top of our screen. And then switch this to SQL blog. And now if we go back to the main page, there we go. Now we have our SQL page linked up. So before I finish up this, I just need to make one quick change because we don't need this style. And now I'm going to do the same thing for the other page that I still need, which is the working with Python. So I'm gonna go back to my code file, new, and then I'm just gonna copy all of this because this is just a blank page. And then, yep. And now we'll just call this Python blog because I think I'm gonna update these eventually. Alright, so now that we've got that site made, we just need to add the actual link in. So same thing that we just did, except now it's just for this section. And I know I'm going through this kind of quick, but that's just because I want to keep this video short. And if you want me to do like a full walkthrough on how to create a website, I can do that well, I'm going to do that in a future video, but if you guys fill out that survey, I can get it quicker. And there we go. I do want to check. Oh, whoops. I need to update which file it's going to. It's not going to SQL, it's going to the Python blog. Now if we go back home, and if we check what file this opened, yep, Python blog, okay. Alright, so now we've got our 2 pages set up, and we just need to add the actual content. So how I'm going to do that is, if we go back to my website, I want to use the same CSS and styling that I used on the about page for these new pages that I'm making. So what I'm going to do for that is just go back to our code, open up the about page, and I'm just going to copy one section. And now if we go to my website, okay, so now we have this section, but we don't want that image. We don't need this. And we can close that tag there. And now if we, whoops, did I not? No, I saved it. Oh, it's added in the paragraph too. Didn't see that at first. Alright, so now if we, there we go. So now it's just the heading and the description. So I'm just gonna quickly update this. And I'll actually mute my mic while I do. Alright, so now I've added in just a paragraph explaining SQL or SQL and my experience learning SQL with Code Academy. And now what I'm going to do is the same exact thing, but instead of Code Academy, I will be updating working with Python in my AP Computer Science Principles class. So I'm just going to copy this over from the SQL page. And now I'm going to get started again, so I'll just skip through this part for you guys. Alright, so now I've got both of those links working, and if we go back to my website on the home page, now if we were to click on Learning SQL, it takes you right to the Learning SQL file and explains what I'm doing with SQL right now. And if we go back to the home page, click on Working with Python in APCSP, does the same thing, shows that nice blue heading with our description of what we're doing right now with Python. And it still has the same nav bar with all the same effects and those same footer links that I showed you guys earlier at the bottom. So yeah, I think that about wraps up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to consider subscribing and leaving a like on this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.